our third topic. Kevin Feige talked a little bit about what's going on with the Fantastic Four. Okay. So they mentioned that there's two Fantastic Four, things. This one with Chris Evans, and then there's a Josh Trank one. I don't watch those. People don't.
Yeah, don't waste your time. Don't
So
waste
they
it.
asked him, what are you gonna do with the Fantastic Four? He says, a lot of people know this origin story. A lot of people know the basics. How do we take that and bring something that they've never seen before? Feige said. Who headed the super team who launched in the Marvel Comics universe in 1961. We've set a very high bar for ourselves. We're bringing that to the screen. And they mentioned in the article that, Feige compared Marvel's new take on the heroes to its pact with Sony to bring Spider-Man into the MCU, right? We don't get the origin story, the typical origin story. So I want to ask you, Alex, what do you think about no origin story for the Fantastic Four?
It works, and I'm getting tired of origin stories. I don't need to know the team's origin story. I mean, I think we can get some nice hints towards it, but I don't need all that.
I think in the case of the Fantastic Four, I know they're Marvel's first family, but they're not as well known as Spider-Man. They're not as well known as the Batman, right? To the average audience, right? To super comic fans, they're well known, right?
Hmm.
Um, but as an IP, are the Fantastic Four really as popular as the Avengers now, as the X-Men, right? I mean, so I kind of disagree with this decision. And
I
also,
think the problem is though, okay, and here's my thing. It's you can't do them coming together that close to Kang Dynasty. You can't. It's too late at that point. And if you know the Fox contract, those characters, the reason why we haven't got the X-Men yet is that Fox contract doesn't let them change them until 2025. That is why Fantastic Four is coming out so late. That's why we're not getting the X-Men yet. That's why we're not
well,
getting.
at least with the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, they
Yes,
can do in
yes,
2024.
different.
At least with the X-Men, they can't do until 2025.
So it's a thing that right now it's just like for me personally, and I know I'm speaking just for me as a big comics fan. I don't need their origin. I don't think it's. I don't think honestly. I don't think it's important to their story overall. Obviously, it's important. It's an origin story. What origin story isn't important? Overall, though, I don't think we need it. I think it'll just be overblown. Again, I think if we get like hints to it or flashbacks, I think that works. But a whole origin, I think, is too much. Especially when the other two origin movies.
Right, and that's another reason why I would say that they should do it. The other two origin stories were great. We haven't had a
Yeah.
good origin version in live action, so I think it would be actually appropriate to do it. And the other reason why I think it would be appropriate to do it is because of the fact I don't know how else they're going to introduce him. Right, there is rumor that the Thanos going to show up in She-Hulk. All right, there's one. Which Reed Richards going to pop up?
Who
I-
knows,
The
man?
Marvels, maybe we finally get the payoff to Monica's aerospace
No,
engineer.
it won't be Mr. Fantastic. We met her. We met the aerospace engineer.
Maybe they
It was some.
bamboozled us. Maybe they
It was
bamboozled you.
maybe. You want to talk about WandaVision and Bamboozle? Let me tell you two words: Ralph Boner.
Maybe that's another boner. It's that aerospace engineer was not the one. I don't know.
I'm gonna
Um,
cry. We're gonna fall out, Drew.
yeah, I don't know. Because where would you find,
Who knows?
where would you find him?
Maybe.
Like, where would you predict that the rest of the team? Let's just assume the Thanes and She-Hulk. Where would you assume the rest of the team is before Fantastic Four movie is? Of the
Partic-
Phase 5 stuff, where would we find him?
participating in Herogasm.
No, but like in Phase 5, where do you think you would see him? What project? Quantumania, maybe?
No, I don't know the Phase 5 lineup anymore.
Loki season 2?
Sure. Again,
I don't.
I think for me personally, again, I'm speaking solely for me. I don't need their origins, so I'm okay
Yeah,
just to jump into things like I've known them.
yeah. But the other thing is, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna go the Spider-Man route, you got to introduce them first.
Nah,
I think you got to.
I'm okay with an
If you're not gonna do
introduction.
their origin story, you have to set up like where they are in the MCU if they're already around. You can't just say they're here.
No, dude, because I already know what's gonna happen. We're gonna get the standard Marvel joke. Maybe we're a Fantastic Four. Have you seen that guy all over TikTok?
Yes, I
Oh
have. I
my
have.
goodness.
I have.
Oh my goodness. Look at all these kings. It's like we're in a king dynasty.
It's almost like
Uh
it's a secret
Secret
war.
War. Oh my goodness, guys. We're like going to war with the Thanos guy for the Infinity Stones. It's like an Infinity War.
Yeah, I don't like it. I would have rather had a good origin story for the Fantastic Four that sets them up rather than them be put into these Phase 5 projects. I'm sure I will love it, but I just wish there was a really, really good, impactful origin story that we got uh, that we haven't gotten. We've had origin stories, but they weren't good. They weren't great.
Again,
Uh,
for me personally, I don't need it, but if they were to go do it again, I'd be up for it.
yeah, I mean, this movie, I understand your point about how it comes so close to the Kane Dynasty 6 months before, a little.
6 months, yeah, and to me that's just it's too close to do like an origin story if you're not gonna have like the sequel be like 2 months later.
That's fair. That's fair. I just wonder how and what projects they'll
And hey,
reestablish, and
just remember, there is a bunch of upcoming Phase 5 titles that have not been announced. There's a bunch of unfilled Phase 6 projects
there's a bunch
before
of Phase
Kingdoms.
6. Yeah,
So, subject to change, my friends. Subject to
it is
change.
subject to change for sure.